League Baseball picks, breakdowns, whatever you want to call it. I will be giving you my best bets daily in Major League Baseball moving forward, hopefully every single day for the next 2 months. I'll be doing my best to do that. Now, we just finished up with the World Cup. It was a fun World Cup, chaotic. A lot of crazy things happened. A lot of crazy things transpired. Congratulations to Spain for getting the job done. They played a great game. Argentina did not really show up at all in that game, disappointingly, but that's the World Cup for you. It's pretty hard to predict. But anyways, we're here to talk about baseball, where soccer is now done for a little while. It'll be coming back for the English Premier League and all the other top leagues in about a month. But for now, baseball takes center stage. So let's go ahead and get right into it. First game that I want to talk about is the Minnesota Twins visiting the Cleveland Guardians. Both of these two teams hovering right around 500 and in the same division. In the AL Central, you got Joe Ryan up against Tanner Bibee. Joe Ryan is the better starting pitcher. He is 6-5 this year with a 2.85 ERA. Tanner Bibee 3-9 with a 3.90 ERA. I give the Twins the starting pitching advantage. I give the Twins the offensive advantage as well. These young guys on the Twins can swing the bats, and the Guardians' offense has been anemic for quite some time now. I believe the Twins have both the starting pitching advantage and the offensive advantage. Give me the Twins in the first 5 innings on the money line, odds of minus 135 for 1.3 units. Now, don't take the full game. I would not take the Twins money line in the full game because their bullpen is awful. The Guardians bullpen is actually very good. So you don't want to be playing that battle late on in this one. But yeah, Twins first 5 innings on the money line, minus 135, 1.3 units. Next game I want to talk about, Pittsburgh Pirates taking on the New York Yankees in the Bronx. Braxton Ashcraft for the Pirates, Ryan Weathers for the New York Yankees. And I truly believe the starting pitching advantage goes to the Pittsburgh Pirates here. Ashcraft 9-3 with a 3.49 ERA. Ryan Weathers 3-7 with a 4.15 ERA. Both of these two teams, very similar records. Pirates playing good baseball. After 100 games, they're 52-48. Yankees 55-44. I do give the Yankees the offensive advantage. There's no doubt about that. The Yankees have the better offense. But I wrote down in my notes, this is going to be a bit vulgar. You know what? I won't curse, but the Yankees bullpen is effed. The Yankees bullpen tonight is absolutely effed. Let me pull this up because I have it right here. So the Yankees bullpen tonight, well, let's just say what they're taxed. The Yankees are extremely taxed in the bullpen. Yesterday, they had 9 relievers come into the game. Paul Blackburn threw 25 pitches. Fernando Cruz threw 16 pitches. Yarbrough threw 36. Tim Hill threw 23. Doval threw 31. Bednar threw 32. Cavilli threw 20. Hedrick threw 22. Jake Bird threw 34. Their entire bullpen is taxed. So that's a bit concerning. I think that the Pirates' money line at plus 100 is excellent value, considering that I think they've got the better starting pitcher on the mound tonight. They're playing really well at the moment. They're hitting well in the month of July. I know that the offensive advantage goes to the Yankees, but the Pirates' offense is still hot. And this Yankees bullpen is effed in terms of taxation. So, yeah, give me the Pirates on the money line at plus 100 all day long. And we'll go ahead and move on. Next up, we're going to talk about the Rays and the Blue Jays. And you got Nick Martinez going for the Tampa Bay Rays. He's 8-2 this year with a 2.65 ERA. Really good season for Nick Martinez. And then Dylan Cease on the other side has been even better. 6-4 with a 2.56 ERA. And the strikeouts jump off the stat sheet for Dylan Cease. This guy is striking everybody out. But the Blue Jays have been very inconsistent, and it's disappointing to see them 7 games under 500 after a year in which they were in the World Series last year. So there's been some serious problems over there in Toronto. They are not hitting the ball as well as most people expected. I think that overall we give a slight starting pitching advantage to Dylan Cease. Nothing major, but he is better than Nick Martinez. But they're both very good. Two very good starting pitchers. Now, the offenses for me, Rays a 715 OPS on the road against righties, and the Blue Jays a 705 OPS at home against righties. So very close. The offenses are very close for me, but not amazing offenses. Pretty average to below average offenses right there. And then for the bullpens, I do give Toronto a slight bullpen edge, but again, nothing major. Overall, it's two good bullpens, two top 10 bullpens for me, maybe two top 15 bullpens. But you got two good starting pitchers. You've got two offenses that aren't great by any means. And then you've got two solid bullpens. Everything here points towards an easy under 7.5 runs at -115 for 1.2 units. That's the official pick. Next up, we want to talk about the LA Dodgers and the Philadelphia Phillies. This game will be on ESPN at 4:10 Pacific Standard Time, 7:10 Eastern Standard Time. This is going to be a doozy. If you're going to watch one game tonight, this might be the one that this is probably the one that you want to watch tonight. The Dodgers do have the offensive advantage, a 780 OPS on the road against lefties this year for the LA Dodgers. But they're going up against Christopher Sanchez, who's 11-4 with a 2.62 ERA, and he's got an ERA below 1 in Citizens Bank Park this season. He has been dominant in Philly. Can he stifle this Dodgers offense? Because let's be honest, this Dodgers offense is the best offense in baseball. We just said it, 780 OPS on the road against lefties. Emmett Sheehan goes for the LA Dodgers. He's 4-6 with a 4.81 ERA. And this Phillies offense hitting 735 on the OPS at home against righties. So a good offense for Philly, but not as good as the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers offensive advantage offsets the starting pitching advantage that Chris Sanchez holds over Emmett Sheehan. Both bullpens are taxed. Go ahead, go look at it. We'll bring it up because it's just good to put stuff behind what I say on here. So the Phillies, Meza threw 22 yesterday, Duran threw 22 yesterday, Lazar threw 42. So, I mean, yeah, Alvarado's rested. Kerkering is rested, but Duran threw 22. So a little bit concerning there. He'll probably be okay to go, but a little bit taxed. And the Dodgers are extremely taxed. So the Dodgers, Stewart threw 22, Phillips threw 24, Hurt threw 29, Dreyer threw 17, Vesia only threw 10. He'll be fine. And then Will Klein threw 24. So Tanner Scott was rested, though. Tanner Scott did not pitch yesterday, so that's good. So Scott comes in rested. Both pens are taxed. Both pens are a little bit used up coming into this one. So overall, when you throw it all into a blender, I mean, you're putting the Dodgers at +123 on the money line. This is the best team in baseball. This is the back-to-back World Series champions. Now, I know there's a big starting pitching mismatch, but there's also a big offensive mismatch, in my opinion. I think the Dodgers offense is deeper, better, more explosive, more powerful, you name it. So, yeah, I'm going to take a chance here. Give me the Dodgers on the money line, +123, 1 unit. I think it's absurd. I don't think the Dodgers should be this big of underdogs. Definitely not. So, yeah, give me the Dodgers here. All right, moving on. We'll look at the Boston Red Sox and the Baltimore Orioles here. You got Shane Baz up against Peyton Tolley. Shane Baz for the Orioles, 4-9 with a 4.19 ERA. Peyton Tolley, 5-6 with a 3.11 ERA. Both of these two teams hovering right about around 500. The Red Sox have won 13 games in a row, and I think they've now won, what is it? It's like 18 of their last 20 or something crazy. This team is ridiculously on fire. How can you fade them? Now, we're going to go through the numbers here. We'll go through all the in-depth stats and stuff just to make sure. But, yeah, the Red Sox have the better starting pitcher here. Peyton Tolley has been better than Shane Baz. Tolley, 3.11 ERA on the year. Baz, a 4.19 ERA on the year. Tolley's been very good in Fenway Park. And the Orioles have been terrible against lefties. The Orioles, a 685 OPS on the road against lefties. Now, Boston, just a 690 OPS at home against righties. So the offenses are about equal, but I also believe Boston has a big bullpen advantage in this game. So I trust Aroldis Chapman a lot more than anybody that Baltimore has coming out of that pen. Give me Boston on the money line. They've won 13 in a row. Let's just bet them until they finally lose a game. And, with the better starting pitcher and the better bullpen, I feel pretty comfortable taking Boston at minus 150 on the money line for 1.4 units. It's our biggest bet of the day. All right, let's move on. Next up on the board, we've got the San Diego Padres taking on the Atlanta Braves in Atlanta. And you've got J.P. Sears going for the San Diego Padres. You got Bryce Elder going for the Atlanta Braves. Starting pitching advantage goes to the Atlanta Braves. Bryce Elder's 5-6 with a 4.12 ERA. Sears is 2-2 with a 5.03 ERA. I do admit that Elder's looked horrible recently, but I still trust him more than J.P. Sears. I have to give the starting pitching advantage to Bryce Elder. The Braves have the better offense, a 725 OPS at home against lefties. The Padres have been anemic all year. Offensively, a 695 OPS on the road against righties. So both the starting pitching advantage and the offensive advantage go to the Braves. And then when we look at the bullpens, they're both very good bullpens. So we're splitting hairs there. I think that they're pretty much equal when it comes to bullpens. But, it's going to be the Braves on the money line, minus 126 for 1.2 units. Better starting pitcher and the better offense at home. Yeah, give me the Braves. Next up, I want to talk about the Giants and the Royals. You've got Trevor McDonald for the Giants up against Michael Wacha for the Kansas City Royals. McDonald 3-7 with a 5.02 ERA this year. Wacha is 5-7 with a 3.77 ERA. In this situation, I am going to give the Royals the starting pitching advantage here. I just think Michael Wacha is better than Trevor McDonald. He's been pitching better. He's got the better season-long numbers. When you look at the offenses, they're right about equal. Giants offense on the road against righties is 745 OPS. Royals offense at home against righties is a 740 OPS, so very even. But Michael Wacha is better than Trevor McDonald. So give me the Royals in the first 5 innings on the money line at odds of minus 115 for 1.2 units. Now, do not take the Royals on the full game. Their bullpen is one of the worst bullpens in Major League Baseball. So don't put yourself in that situation. All right, next up, we've got the Mets and the Brewers. You've got Freddie Peralta going up against Jacob Misiorowski. Fastball, Freddie Peralta, 5-8 this year with a 4.66 ERA. He has really struggled. Jacob Misiorowski, 10-4 with a 1.62 ERA. He has been elite. So big starting pitching mismatch. The Brewers have the better starting pitcher. The Brewers have the much better offense. 750 OPS for Milwaukee at home against righties. And for the Mets, a 680 OPS on the road against righties. So the Brewers have the edge everywhere in this game. The Brewers have the better bullpen as well. We're going to keep it simple. Milwaukee Brewers minus 1.5 runs, odds of minus 115, 1.2 units. Next game on the board, we've got the Detroit Tigers and the Chicago Cubs. Jack Flaherty versus Jameson Taillon, 2 trash cans on the mound in this game. Flaherty's 3-8 with a 4.48 ERA. Taillon 2-5 with a 5.19 ERA. Both guys are awful. Flaherty's whip is near 2 on the road this year. Just walks anyone and everyone. Both guys are horrible. I don't think that either one is significantly better than the other one. And then both bullpens are also pretty bad too. Both bullpens are bottom 10 bullpens in Major League Baseball. So the Cubs offense is solid. The Tigers offense is solid. And then one thing I wanted to note here, the weather in Wrigley Field today. The weather in Wrigley Field is going to help hitters in a big way. Let's bring it up here. 16 mile-per-hour winds blowing towards the outfield, and it's 83 degrees in Wrigley Field today. So I'm expecting a lot of runs. 2 bad pitchers, 2 bad bullpens, great weather for hitting, and it's 2 pretty good offenses as well. I like the Cubs offense quite a bit. They've been hitting well. And the Tigers offense is capable of doing some damage themselves. So, yeah, we're going to take the over 11.5 runs at plus 105 for a unit. I mean, I'm just expecting an offensive explosion in this game. Simply put, I don't know how we don't get runs in this game. I think it's going to be an absolute explosion. All right, White Sox Rangers is next up on the board. I passed on that game. I'm not betting that game. It's Eric Fetty versus Jacob deGrom. I think it's priced really efficiently. I think the Rangers will win the game. But at minus 160, I didn't feel like I had enough of an edge to bet that. So just pass on that one. Marlins Astros, another one of the passes for me. Ronel Blanco is going to make his debut for Houston in this game, his season debut. He hasn't pitched since he tore his UCL back in 2025. So who knows what we get out of Ronel Blanco. So I don't really want to bet on that game. It's just too much of an unknown. And then we move on to the Rockies and the Nationals. So Washington Nationals at the Colorado Rockies. Andrew Alvarez up against Kyle Freeland. And this might be the only time all year that we have two over 11.5s on the card in one day, because that's kind of crazy. But, I mean, again, it's 97 degrees today in Coors Field. We already know what Coors Field is. When it's 97 degrees, that just multiplies it even more. And then you've got two absolute trash cans on the mound. You've got Kyle Freeland, who's 2-8 with a 7.36 ERA, up against Andrew Alvarez, who's 2-3 with a 4.04 ERA. But Alvarez only goes a maximum of 4 innings. He doesn't go past 4 innings. He does not go deep into games. So you're going to be relying on this Nationals bullpen for more than half of the game in 97-degree weather in Colorado. And these are two of the worst bullpens in Major League Baseball. So 2 bad starting pitchers, 2 bad bullpens, and 2 good offenses. If you don't know anything about the Nationals, this offense is raking, especially against lefties. Nationals have one of the best offenses in MLB against lefties. They're going into Coors Field. I'm expecting an offensive explosion today. And then the Colorado Rockies, we've seen it time and time again this year. They can hit the ball at home. They score runs when they're at home. So, yeah, taking the over 11.5 at odds of minus 125 for 1.2 units. Next up, we've got the Reds taking on the Seattle Mariners, and it is Andrew Abbott for the Reds, who's 5-5 with a 4.11 ERA, going up against George Kirby for the Mariners, who's 7-8 with a 3.76 ERA. And for me, I do give the starting pitching advantage to Seattle. I think that they have the better starting pitcher here. But their offense has been terrible, especially against lefties. Seattle, 660 OPS at home against lefties. That is disgusting. And the Reds actually respectable 710 OPS on the road against righties. So the Reds do have the offensive advantage here, like it or not. And then Seattle's bullpen is taxed badly. Andres Munoz is on back-to-back days. Here, let me just bring it up here so we can put words to what I'm saying. Yeah. So Seattle's pen. So Munoz is on back-to-back days. Spires on back-to-back days, and Bizardo is on back-to-back days. So their top 3 guys out of the pen have all pitched 2 days in a row. None of them should be available in this game. So that's not good for the Mariners. Okay, that's really bad. So overall, with the Seattle pen being taxed badly and the Reds having the better offense, and I think that Andrew Abbott's actually been pretty solid on the road this year. I mean, he's a serviceable starting pitcher. I don't think Seattle should be favored by this much. Not even close. I don't think that they should be minus 140 or whatever they are. So I'm taking the Reds here at plus 125. I think there's excellent value there for 1 unit. And then let's move on. A's D-backs, I passed. I just would rather not bet on that game. Mitch Bratt is pitching for the D-backs. He's an unknown guy. It's his 3rd start in Major League Baseball. He has not been good. And then Jeffrey Springs pitching for the A's has been horrible. The A's have lost 9 of their last 10 games. If anything in that A's D-backs game, I would bet on the D-backs, but it's hard to back a pitcher who's only pitched, he's a rookie. He's only pitching 3 innings per outing, and he's looked pretty bad. So I just passed on that game. And then last game I want to talk about, we've got the St. Louis Cardinals and then my favorite team, the LA Angels. in Anaheim. It's on ESPN tonight. Don't watch this game. Please do not subject yourself to this misery. If you do watch this game, just bet on the Cardinals and have a good time because the Cardinals are going to win. They will somehow win this game. It's Kyle Leahy for the Cardinals. He's 7-4 with a 3.73 ERA. And it's Jose Soriano for the Angels, who's 8-6 with a 3.49 ERA. I do give the starting pitching advantage to Jose Soriano. I do think he's better than Leahy, but not by a lot. I think that it's a small starting pitching advantage. Offensively, I think the Cardinals are much better than the Angels. And I'm going off of season-long stats here. A 725 OPS for the Cardinals on the road against righties. The Angels just a 675 OPS at home against righties. And the Cardinals also have the better bullpen. So for me, the Cardinals are just a much better team. They're actually fighting to get in the playoffs. The Angels are the worst team in Major League Baseball right now. Why is this a coin flip game? Can somebody explain that to me? Take the Cardinals money line and run. Cardinals money line -102 for 1 unit. And that's going to wrap up the card, guys. So quick recap here. MLB picks Monday, July 20th. We're taking the Twins on the money line in the first 5 innings. Odds of -135 for 1.3 units. We're going to take the Pirates on the money line at even odds for 1 unit. We're going to take the under 7.5 runs in the Tampa Bay Rays versus the Toronto Blue Jays for 1.2 units at odds of -115. We're going to take the LA Dodgers on the money line, +123 odds for 1 unit. We're going to take the Boston Red Sox on the money line, -152 for 1.4 units, our biggest bet of the day. We're going to take the Atlanta Braves on the money line at odds of -126 for 1.2 units. Going to take the Kansas City Royals first 5 innings on the money line, -115 for 1.2 units. Going to take the Milwaukee Brewers, -1.5 runs at odds of -115 for 1.2 units. Going to take the over 11.5 runs in the Detroit Tigers versus the Chicago Cubs at odds of +105 for a unit. Going to take the over 11.5 runs in the Washington Nationals versus Colorado Rockies game at odds of -125 for 1.2 units. Going to take the Reds money line at +125 for a unit, and we're going to take the Cardinals on the money line at odds of -102 for 1 unit. Good luck, everybody out there. Let me know your favorite pick in the comment section below. Do you agree with my picks? Do you disagree with my picks? I'd love to hear it. But anyways, I'll sign off for now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow or later this evening. As soon as I can get the picks done for Tuesday, July 21st, they will be up. So until next time, take care.